AirPods Pro. Do they live up to the hype? Are they worth the upgrade? If you've got the first generation and you're thinking about upgrading to the AirPods Pros, stick around. I'm going to give you a couple tips that made my life a whole lot easier when I made the jump. So I'm sure everybody's seen the hype. Everybody's watched the commercials. Everybody's seen what's going on. All the YouTube videos about the AirPods. But there's a couple things you guys might not have realized. So one of the first issues I had, I was on a plane. I was headed down to Florida to visit some family. And I was having trouble keeping the right AirPod Pro in my ear. So I kept fidgeting, pushing it in, and it kept sliding out. Not realizing that one of my ear holes is bigger than the other. The left one is a little bit smaller than the right. I did all the tests on the settings in the iPhone and it said everything was good to go when I was using the small tips. And about midway through the flight, I finally made the decision, I'm gonna swap the right one out. And I put the medium tip in and no more issues. After the whole flight, I looked at Mallory, I said, wow, never would have guessed one of my ear holes is bigger than the other. So that's the first main tip I have is even though the settings in the iPhone say that you're using the right tip, you may not be. If you continue to notice that these AirPods keep falling out of your ear, I would recommend maybe trying different ear tips. Stagger them, do one bigger in the left, one bigger in the right, whatever you need to do to really figure out the fit that's gonna work the best for you. So the next big thing that I noticed different about the AirPods versus the AirPods Pro that made an impact on my life is I started moving to the wireless charging ecosystem. And my phone charges wirelessly, my watch charges wirelessly, I've got all the cords organized. So when I would go to charge my first gen AirPods, it was always a big hassle trying to keep that extra lightning cord hanging around. So the wireless charging in the new case really made a big difference. I didn't see the value by jumping from the first gen to the second gen for just wireless charging, but when you factor in the noise cancellation, it's insane, the difference. The big step in wireless charging for me was around Christmas this year, there was a company called Cider Labs, and they came out with this new mat that was supposed to be essentially the AirPower that never got released. It's the best wireless charging mat I've ever seen. I've got a couple of them laying around the house, but this thing is just awesome. It's got USB-C directly in the back, so if you're a Mac user or you've got a newer computer that charges via USB-C, you've always got this cord on you, and you generally are gonna have a power block too. So you only have to carry one power block, one USB-C cord, and maybe an extra lightning cord in case something happens. But for the most part, just that cord. You've got your Apple Watch charger. You can charge two phones. You can charge one phone and your AirPods. It beats all other wireless chargers on the market right now. Are the AirPods Pro worth it? Alone? Maybe not. If you really don't care about wireless charging, if you're not concerned about noise cancellation, then maybe go with Gen 2. If you can find a really good price on new Gen 1, maybe jump on that. Now, if you're switching to the wireless ecosystem anyway, and you've already got a wireless charger for your phone, you already have an Apple Watch or something that you're charging wirelessly, as far as a wearable goes, this setup is great. Apple tried to make one of these, and I think they're still working on it. I hear a few rumors. I see a couple things here on Twitter, on other YouTube channels. And what they wanted to do was make a full mat, so there would be coils all over the entire mat. And I think they ran into a couple heating issues. The design wasn't there the way that they wanted it, so they scrapped the whole project. You can't even find reference on their website anymore. So what Cider Labs did is they came in and they took that idea that Apple had and they designed a mat that would work in a similar fashion. Instead of overloading it with like 20 coils, they just threw in 6 overlapping coils that allow you to lay the phone on any length of the mat. And that's a huge improvement over what you see on other wireless charging pads. I've got one of these Mophie power packs. It's got a wireless charging pad on the top of it. And you just hit this little button on the side, it lights up, charge level, and then it begins charging on the top. You can also charge via USB, and you can charge this via USB-C. This works great. Traveling with it's been convenient. It's nice to always have this extra battery pack around because you can plug in via USB, and you can jump over and charge an iPad or another phone that doesn't have wireless charging. So I really recommend this if you're looking for a way to get into the wireless charging ecosystem, but you don't want to make this jump to a full charging mat like the Cider Labs. I'm keeping this and just adding my Cider charging mat. So it makes a whole lot more sense than carrying multiple cords, and I also travel with a USB-C charger for my computer anyway, so it takes away 4 cords at minimum out of my travel bag. Do I recommend upgrading to the AirPods Pro? It depends on your situation. You might have the first gen AirPods, the batteries are going bad and you want to upgrade it. If you want noise cancellation and you're already wireless charging, do it. The noise cancellation is phenomenal. The wireless charging is so convenient. So if you guys liked any of the stuff I talked about in this video, whether it was the AirPods Pro, the Cider Labs charging mat, or the Mophie Power Pack with the wireless charging mat on top, do me a favor and check the links in the description. They're going to be linked up to the websites wherever I could find them, whether that's Amazon or the manufacturer's websites. And do me a favor and just click the links. It does a lot to support the channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.